Hello everyone. Today we're playing Forget Me Not Annie, a project that's gone up on Steam Greenlight, which is a bit different from the things we've been looking at. It's a horror game. Not survival horror, but rather it bills itself as a psychological horror game. Well, really, it's more like a short story. Well, it says right there, begin story. So let's start.
See, Howard? It's just the shadow. It's not real. They don't lock up teddies. Teddies are never bad.
How is Howard doing today? Can you follow me, please, Annie? We need to go to my office now.
Can Howard come too?
Of course.
Look at him. He's lying. You know that.
I know.
Who's lying, Annie?
Nothing?
It's time, Annie.
I don't like it! Howard?
This isn't real, Annie. They don't lock up little girls. Little girls are never bad.
And as the game begins, we don't know much about what's going on, which is rather common for horror games. It also takes place inside of a hospital, which is also pretty common for horror games. All we know is that we are a little girl named Annie. Down there is our teddy bear named Howard, who seems to be Annie's only friend. We don't know why Annie's here, but apparently she has an antagonistic relationship with her doctor. Hello, comrade? Annie has telekinesis. Because she's a little girl in a horror game, I guess. That makes sense. We can use this telekinesis for a few different things. The most important, of course, messing up bookshelves, just scattering everything everywhere. Oh, we are an angry child, after all. Yes, much better. Doesn't seem like there's really anything else we can do in here. So let's go get Howard.
Come on, Annie. Let's go. Pick me up. Keep me close to you, okay?
Frightening. I think it says on the floor, the only winning move is not to play. Though a lot of the text that's on the floor and walls is a little hard to read. I mentioned that this game is a little bit different from what we've been seeing on Greenlight in that it's a horror game. It's also different in that it's fully polygonal, first person, and actually does look pretty good.
On the table. Pick it up.
It's too heavy.
You have much more power here than you think. This place is yours, Annie.
Howard wants Annie to pick up this, what appears to be an engine, with her telekinesis.
Now, over the fence, slide it into the circuit.
Alright, we've opened the path that we need to go down, but there's an entire hallway behind us, so before we go down, we might as well see what's over here.
Why are we here?
So apparently this is where Annie lives. You think the doctors would make her clean up the words all over these posters as apparently written in blood, or remove the posters entirely? It's probably not a good thing to keep hanging up in a room.
Do you know where I got this doll, Annie? I got this when your mother was still small. Small as you.
Small as me?
That's right. It was your mother's favorite toy. Just like Howard is for you.
What's its name? Dolls should always have a name.
Some items we can interact with will induce flashbacks, memories, such as those dolls. I don't think there's anything else in Annie's room to look at. So let's continue on. Alright, a wave of darkness is coming towards us. Now at this point,
From the other side. Don't be afraid to toss me over. You won't hurt my feelings.
At this point, it introduces one of the main game mechanics of Forget-Me-Not Annie, summoning Howard. We can pick him up with telekinesis and swap locations with him, such as... well, here we go.
Maybe you can do better over here. Let's trade places.
We will. However, there's a plate right here where you can see there's a line going to a fence in there. Stepping on the plate will open the fence. So we can pick Howard up and move him to locations that we can't get to, and then swap locations with him.
Before I even saw the crime scene, I had a feeling. You know, like a chill. Something telling me this one will be a bad one.
For some reason, we seem to have to click on certain items multiple times before memories are induced.
Hey, don't forget me. We need to stick together.
Howard really can't do anything on his own. That includes moving around. That's one of the main puzzles in the game, to find these motors and to stick them in the proper ports.
Stick with me and we'll be able to leave in time. Then we can leave the scary parts behind us.
But
Courage.
You know, I've been in hospitals. They don't look anything at all like this. I don't know why horror protagonists seem to have the worst luck when choosing hospitals. I certainly don't remember teleporting mannequins during my stays. Maybe it's just the little girl hospitals. Hospitals for little girls with telekinesis. It's exclusive to that.
Do you see anything heavy around here we can use?
I do. Alright, we can see 2 ports up there. We're gonna have to find 2 engines to put in there. Again, does seem to be the primary puzzle in the game, to try to restore power to certain areas by finding the engines that we can put in those things. Alright, there's one down there, and a doll. At least get the flashback. Oh, come on.
She named it Rose, just like the flower. She played with it every day. Then one day she just got tired of it.
I'll never get tired of Howard.
You say that now, but one day you'll grow too big for Howard. Or Howard will grow too big for you.
She's pretty, just like Mommy.
I don't know. Howard seems pretty big. I mean, I don't know how tall our character is supposed to be. She does seem like she's pretty small. But Howard does seem like a pretty enormous teddy bear. Alright, we have one... We have one button pushed down up there. That was actually pretty good. Because I was going to look in that direction at the button that was already pressed, and I had something there. Now that just looks goofy. You can't do that more than once. By stepping on this pressure plate, we open up those fences, and in we go. Maybe we could offer it a seat. Doesn't seem like it knows where it wants to go. Ah, there's the other engine in there. If we stand on this red outline appears. And see if there's another switch around. Yeah, over there. So you see how a lot of the puzzles here works. A lot of it has to do with cooperative action with Howard.
Who's talking, Howie?
Aren't you having fun playing with me?
Yeah?
Good. Then let's keep going.
And I just want to reiterate, the hospitals I've been to, the torture chambers underground, much cleaner than this. I don't know who lets these places get in this kind of condition. I mentioned that it's not survival horror. I said that before because there really aren't any enemies. Is there a term for puzzle horror? Because basically it is puzzle solving with a horror theme. And disturbing teddy bears who sound like they enjoy it way too much when you do that. Try not to sound like you like that so much, Howard. Okay. We have this here. Oh, got an engine. And let's see. Up straight ahead is where we need to put it in.
I wonder what that lever does.
Well, let's find out, Howard.
Who is that?
Stay quiet.
Well, that kind of sounded like the doctor now, didn't it? Okay, this lever changes the position of the catapult here. And 2 more ports for engines have popped up. Alright, putting the crate on this box have made a path up to that platform. Come up. And we can see that putting that down causes that platform to rise up there. And the same on the other side. So that the catapult's pointing towards that one right now. Let's try to get up there. Alright, there we go. Seems a little bit dangerous for a little girl, telekinesis or no. Hold on. Okay. Gotta try to get Howard across. There we go. Ah, here we are. It's quite inconsiderate that we have to do the hospital staff job for them. I mean, why would it be the patient's responsibility to make sure all these engines are on the proper ports? You can't even keep the cross up properly. Many things about the game are kind of Portal-ish in the way you're moving cubes to put them on buttons and taking items to put them into receivers. And this thing, no actual portals, but aside from that... Oh wait, I can't summon Howard, he's already summoned somewhere. He's down there. I have to get close to him so we can bring him back. See, I'm not sure what the medical application of this would be. But I'm not a doctor, so I cannot judge. Kind of stuck here. Fortunately, I have Howard. Now he's stuck in the wall. I guess if there's a chance that the player may get caught in the geometry, it is good to have a gameplay mechanic where you can just warp yourself out. See, now that's just wrong. We have needed him. We wouldn't be able to have done anything without, like this without Howard. Alright, second engine in place.
It's okay, Annie. Don't be afraid. Don't you understand? I'm trying to help you.
Why are you hurting me?
Annie, I don't know what you mean. I've been here waiting for you. You're imagining things again.
Howard keeps me safe. You can't hurt me anymore.
You need to let go of Howard, Annie. Howard can't protect you.
He just wants to keep us apart. He just wants to hurt us.
No! The last thing I want to do is to hurt you, Annie. But I can't let you hurt yourself either. Or anyone else ever again.
Me and Howard just play. We have fun.
This is very serious, Annie. You are in danger. I can't protect you much longer. It's not all up to me.
When has he ever protected you? I protect you. He tries to keep us apart and hurt you.
There's still a chance for you. But I can't do anything more for you. I'm sorry, Annie. I tried.
So, apparently, again, Annie is at odds with her doctor.
Mustn't listen to the bad people, Annie. Remember who helps you. remember who loves you. Me.
So it appears that Howard does not trust the doctors at all. But it seems that the doctors can hear Howard, because the doctor did respond to something he said. Alright, there's a port for an engine up there. So we have to find one. But first, the important business. Messing up this shelf. If I had telekinesis, I would do this all day. And there's Stalin again. Wonder why he keeps showing up here.
I remember Annie. She and I used to have swell times together. She came to my birthday party and everything like that. But when I stopped seeing her around, I just assumed she made a new best friend.
Ah, here we go. So it sounds like Annie at least used to have a friend, besides Howard. A friend that was an actual human being. You know, and that's good for a kid to have. Friends that are actually flesh and blood. Looks like there is a drop down there. So let's try to avoid going over the side, and let's see if we can send Howard over there. Might not... Oh, yeah, I dropped him. A lot of achievements in this game. Okay, there we go. I was able to drop him. Yeah, the second time, it's just not as scary. Looks like I'm on a platform in between the bridge and our goal. Can't quite grab him. Oh, there we go. You know, Howard, just because you have the power in this relationship does not mean you should be lording it over her. Looks like we need to get that lantern back, though. Hold on. Let's at least put him on the pressure plate. There's that lantern. Oh. So we actually can die. Though there aren't too many opportunities for that to happen. I'm gonna have to get it back over there. It might have been a mistake to, why can't I resummon Howard? Let's go after him. Oh. It's actually... okay. So this was not as far away as I thought. But I still can't grab that. I thought I saw a kite, which is one of the story items. Alright, for right now, let's just focus on getting that lantern. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, that is a lot closer than I thought it was. And here we go. I think I made that a lot harder than it should have been. You know, Mannequin, you are just not so creepy anymore. I'm sorry to tell you. I think you've worn out your welcome. I do think the game... Oh, there's an engine. I do think this game has a pretty nice sense of atmosphere, though. And Howard does look pretty creepy. I have to say that's a pretty good design. He almost looks like one of Sonic the Hedgehog's friends, but there's something kind of wrong with him. That's probably close enough I could have just grabbed it from the shore, right? Probably. Okay, looks like that's the way we need to go, but there's still some more islands to examine. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we really don't have much mobility at all without Howard. We do need him to get around different places. Oh, that's not good. Does that respawn? Hope so. Yeah, it did. Good. So like I said, pretty good atmosphere in this game. Good graphics too. Looks better than I would have expected to see from something on Greenlight. I do admire the idea of not going for any enemies at all, because that's kind of a difficult thing to do. And actually pull it off right. When you're making a video game, one of the expectations of something that makes a video game is that there are enemies. Hold on, let me light that lantern. So I do like that they went for the no enemies thing, since that's not a very common thing. See, sometimes it just takes a while. I don't know why.
At first, I simply didn't believe it. This poor little girl, this sweet innocent thing. I was only convinced when we found the knife, hidden in the stuffing of the bear.
The day that Annie got sent away, I remember it was very windy, but nobody was flying kites. The grown-ups were all too sad to play.
Alright. Got this engine, got the lantern, and got a little bit more story exposition. I mean, I think that we can pretty much see where this is heading at this point. Oh. That engine fell in the water, did it? Oh, it reappeared over there. It can be a little bit tedious to have to repeat puzzles if you do screw up like I just did. And how you have to, if you have to carry anything with you like this lantern, you have to move everything to wherever you're going to if you have to warp using Howard. Like onto this platform up here. No real explanation as of yet why Annie can do any of this. The conversations with the doctor have not seemed to include anything about telekinesis. There's the engine port up there. Or even where we are. Since we have seen, while we're doing this, it seems that Annie at the same time is having a conversation with her doctor. Looks like there's something blocking me from warping. Oh, there we go. Howard still sounds like he's enjoying that way too much.
Hello, Annie. What are you doing out here? Don't you remember me? We used to spend a lot of time together.
Who is this, Howie?
Don't get too close, Annie. Stay with me.
You're still playing with Howard, I see.
Howard's my friend.
You used to have a lot of friends. I thought you and me were friends.
Howard's my only friend.
Howard doesn't play nice. He doesn't want us to be friends. He didn't want you and your mother to be friends.
You trust me, Annie. You love me.
Listen to the way he manipulates you. Howard doesn't love you. Howard just loves Howard. He keeps secrets from you.
Secrets?
That's right, Annie. Like the secret about your mother.
Don't, Annie. She's a liar. She wants to tear us apart.
I can't do anything to you, Annie. I just want to show you the truth.
Howard killed my mom. Why, Howie?
Why did you do that? We could have stayed friends forever.
You're not my friend!
You don't have any friends. Without me, you're nothing but a crazy little girl.
You're not real. You can't make me do anything anymore!
What is real, Annie? Are you more real because you were here first? Or am I more real because I'm stronger than you? It was nice to be needed, but now I'm bored of you. Bored of sharing this crowded body.
I'm not afraid of you.
Don't you understand? You need me, Annie. It was supposed to be just you and me, but now it can only be me.
And that's the end of Forget Me Not, Annie. So even though this was a free download, it does appear that this was the entire game. Like I said in the beginning, it is more of a short story than a game. Like I said, I thought it looked good. It had nice mood, nice atmosphere. I thought the voice acting, for the most part, was pretty good, especially from Howard and Annie. That, I think, really carried the whole game. It does say that gameplay is still under construction, so I suppose the intention is that there would be a lot more to this with the final product. I thought like I said, I thought it was pretty good. A little predictable. I think you could pretty much figure out where this thing was going from almost the beginning. But yeah, it turns out that Annie has multiple personalities, and one of them murdered her mother, and that the doctor could hear what Howard was saying because Annie was actually saying it. But at least we can have the last laugh on Howard. Yep, just drop you off in there. There we go. Alright, so that's Forget-Me-Not Annie. It's on Steam Greenlight. If it got onto Steam, who knows? Maybe there would be more to it. I would be interested in an entire psychological horror puzzle game, such as what they were putting together here. And I thought this was a pretty good start of what might be possible. So yeah, even though, like I said, I thought that it was a little predictable, I thought it was still a pretty good experience all the way through, and would like to see more of this kind of thing. So, that's Forget-Me-Not Annie.